In this video, I'm just going to show you how to use some of the tools here in GeoGebra to try to measure the angle with the available tools. So first of all, this text might be in the way. You can just click to hide that, so just give it a little bit more workspace. And the strategy I'm going to demonstrate, I'm just going to say I need to start with a circle. So I'm going to draw a circle, and when I draw the circle, it should show up on this side here. It shows up under the conic section, and I'm just going to hide some of these other pieces so I don't have as much clutter. And after I've got the circle, I also need this arc here that is subtended by the angle. So I'm going to do that sort of carefully here. I'm going to select an intersection point here, and then when I do that, I should be able to create a circular arc. And the way to do that is to select the center and then the two endpoints. And it's a little bit frustrating because it falls right on top of this and it's kind of hard to see, but I do see that it came up over here and the measure of it. So the measure of D is that arc is 1.64. And so we could do some color coding if you wanted. So if you right click on an object, there we go. We can, sorry, it wasn't a right click, just select the object. We can change the display settings on that, and now you can see the arc a little bit better. Same thing, if we wanted, we could do some adjusting to the arc itself. We could make it a little thicker so it shows a little bit better. So now we can see that arc. And we can see the measure should go all the way around to give us the complete circumference of the circle at some point. And the next thing that I might want or need is either the measure of the radius or the distance from the center to a point on the circle. Those are pretty similar, but not exactly the same. So if I click over here, I can just do distance or length, and I can click on A and C, and it spits out the distance of AC is equal to. So now we should be able to do our calculating if we wanted. And this part might be a little bit more annoying. So I might actually recommend, or the way that I typically would do this is to actually add the segment from A to C. And when you do that, it's just a single letter. It's just H, and it gives you the measure 4.56. When I did the distance from A to C, it's a little bit more clunky. Not a huge deal either way. But now I want to actually compute. So I'll compute the ratio of this arc to the length of this radius, the ratio of the arc length to the radius length. And so I'm just going to do that down here, and if I scroll back up, let's see, the arc is D, so I'm going to do D divided by H. And I'll hit enter, and that should pop up here as a number, and I think it was A. I didn't follow it exactly, but I think that's it. So we can do a little bit of, you can test that conjecture. Make sure you escape or hit back over. It looks like I didn't hit enter now, so let me do that real quickly again. So it should be D divided by H, hit enter, and now I've got that measure there, or I've got that ratio there, and I can move this point around and sort of get some feedback and see if that looks like it's a reasonable measure. So looks reasonable if I check a couple of sort of benchmarked angles. And so now the last part that you might want to do is put together a little text box here. So I'm going to click on a text box, and when I do that, I'm going to say the measure of, I'm just going to say the angle for now is, and then down here I can click on the GeoGebra icon, and then I can scroll around and look for the measure the ratio that I created, which is A. And you can also go back in and you can name this angle a little more carefully if you wanted. But for now, I just wanted to get this just so you could see the rough idea. So the measure of the angle is 0.52, and I should maybe, you could edit that to give a unit on the end of it. That might be helpful. But you can see now that it's displayed there, so you don't have to look over onto this side to find the number that you're looking for. It's reported here. Hopefully that helps you get started. Enjoy.